Have you ever really thought about what happens to all your finances after you're gone? It's a question a lot of us tend to put off, but today we're going to dive into why facing it is probably one of the most important things you can do for your family.
Look, it's a tough question, right? But it's so crucial. Because when the unexpected happens, the very last thing your family should be doing is going on some kind of frantic financial scavenger hunt. But for millions, that's exactly what happened. And the scale of this problem is, well, it's just mind-boggling. According to IRDAI, that's India's insurance regulator, there is over 13 lakh crore rupees in unclaimed insurance benefits. And no, that's not a typo. It's a gigantic, hidden fortune that families just didn't know existed or how to get their hands on it.
And it doesn't just stop with insurance. The RBI reports another 35,000 crore rupees just sitting there, unclaimed, in bank accounts. I mean, think about that for a second. Savings, FDs, entire accounts, just lost to the very families they were meant to protect.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to unpack the true scale of this hidden crisis. Then we'll look at the real human cost to families. After that, we'll talk about bridging this massive knowledge gap, see how some new solutions work, and finally, get to what it's all about, securing that peace of mind. Let's get into it.
All right, so let's set the stage here. This isn't just about a few families forgetting a thing or two. What we're talking about is a huge systemic issue that's been quietly brewing in the background of our entire financial system for years. And this is where it really hits home. A staggering 70% of families have absolutely no idea about the complete financial picture of a loved one who's passed away. That's 7 out of every 10 families left trying to piece together a puzzle with most of the pieces missing.
You know, the root of this isn't some intentional big secret. It's just life. Life is chaotic. Our financial documents are scattered everywhere. Details get forgotten, passwords get lost, and over time, the full picture of what we own just gets buried in the noise.
And all this chaos, it has a very real, very human impact. This is about so much more than just numbers on a page. It's about the incredible emotional and financial stress that gets dumped on families when they're at their absolute most vulnerable. Just take Rahul's story here. When his dad passed away, the family was left completely in the dark about a huge chunk of his investments. Can you imagine that? Trying to grieve while you're forced to become a financial detective? That is the stressful reality for so many people.
So the big question is, how do we stop this from happening? Well, the key is to bridge that knowledge gap before it turns into a crisis. It's about building a system of clarity, a clear path for the people we leave behind. And this is where new services, specifically designed for legacy planning, are starting to step in. A great example is a platform called SecureKins. The idea is really simple at its core. Create one secure, central place for all your financial information so your family has a clear roadmap when they need it the most.
And this kind of planning isn't just for some small group of people. It's for salaried professionals like you and me, juggling tons of different investments. It's for business owners with really complex assets. It's for senior citizens who want to make sure their spouse isn't left overwhelmed. And it's even for NRIs who have investments back in India that their family might not even be aware of.
So, how does a service like this actually work in practice? Well, the whole process is designed to be super simple and secure. Really just a bridge of information for your family, built on a few really logical steps.
It pretty much breaks down like this. First, you register and you put everything, your whole portfolio, in one secure spot. Second, you nominate the family members who should get this information. Third, and this is the key part, if something happens, your family just gets in touch with the service to, activate that transfer of knowledge. And finally, with that complete picture in hand, they can act with confidence, knowing nothing's been missed.
And usually, services like this will have different options. A basic plan might just cover the core paperwork, while the more advanced plans could include things like a detailed analysis of your insurance, or even a dedicated person to help your family with more complex finances.
But at the end of the day, this isn't really about documents and logistics. The real benefit, the ultimate goal of doing this kind of proactive planning, is something much simpler and way more important. It's peace of mind.
So why are families starting to really trust this kind of approach? Well, for a few big reasons. For one, it's a totally new concept here in India. It's also built on a foundation of empathy, not fear. It provides total financial clarity, and it's all protected with serious bank-grade security so you know your info is safe.
I think Amit, a business owner, just says it perfectly here.
It's not just about his family's financial security later on. It's about the invaluable peace of mind he gets today, right now, knowing that they're prepared.
And really, that's what it all boils down to. One single proactive step you take today to get organized can prevent a world of stress, confusion, and financial loss for the people you love the most down the road.
So we'll leave you with this one question to think about. It's not just about having the assets. It's about making sure the knowledge of those assets is secure. Is your family's future really truly protected from being forgotten? Thanks for tuning into this explainer.